be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
After Jesus had spoke, a Pharisee invited him to dine at his house. He entered and reclined at table to eat. The Pharisees were amazed to see that he did not observe the prescribed washing before the meal. The Lord said to him, "O you Pharisees, although you cleanse the outside of the cup and dish, inside you are filled with plunder and evil. You fools! Did not the maker of the outside also make the inside? But as to what is within, give alms, and behold, everything will be clean for you." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
The Pharisees are rather annoying when it comes down to it. They have a large amount of etiquette and a large amount of procedures that they perceive as making them righteous and worthy of God. Like some of us who have a large reverence for etiquette, or maybe Emily Post in her old column so many years ago. Sometimes, me being a Pharisee that is, I find myself reclining at table with the other future leaders of the church, and I'm shielding my food because people are talking with food in their mouth, and it just doesn't jive with me. It breaks etiquette. It's proper. I remember one time I prepared a rather large dinner party. Invited a bunch of my friends over. I worked for probably 5 hours to prepare a very good meal. And when they arrived, apparently I'd invited the most unwelcome guest. He ate maybe 80% of what I served. And there were 5 courses. 80%? Excuse me, 20%. He left 80% out. I don't like onions. I don't like you. I don't like your food, basically. And it kind of bugged me. It was improper. You should have had the food, right? Well, rules of etiquette aside, the Pharisees might get a raw deal when it comes down to it. Not only was this etiquette or cleansing ritual part of their culture and their identity, after all, you could tell a Jew because they do Jewish things. They eat like Jews. They wash like Jews. They wear boxes on their heads like Jews in the old world. That was very important for them. Not only was it this cultural norm, but is it really a good idea to eat uncooked pork? No, you get worms. Worms are bad. You die in the old world. So there's kind of a method and mode to their madness. But what's the message that they're missing? Well, I'll go back to my dinner party. I was angry. My friend was insulting me. He came to my house. He wouldn't eat my food. That's according to my rule book. But what was his rule book? I'm going over to Sai's house to have a good time. And once I thought about that, there we were singing around the table, playing dinner games, talking about sports. And then the meal developed, and it became all about love. Because that's what my etiquette was supposed to be about. The love of providing a meal for my friends. What do you think the Pharisees were thinking as they saw Jesus commit a social taboo, not wash before he ate? What was Jesus wanting to communicate to them? Jesus saw that they were supposed to go past these social norms. He saw what was deeply seated in their hearts. Religion, for them, had boiled down to externals, like it could have boiled down to externals at my meal. But he wanted them to go deeper into these externals, to realize the practice of cleaning their life up, of cleaning what's in the inside. He says, did not the maker of the outside of the bowl also make the inside? He's calling them to realize how deeply rooted these social norms were in their culture, and the meaning behind it leads them to the covenant, a covenant of love. At my dinner party, My many guests appreciated the social norms. I had to rebuke myself, like Jesus had to rebuke the Pharisees, for getting bogged down in motions of meals and realize that the point was the time shared together and the love. Avoid your dirty dishes. Take a bath, as it were. Make sure that what you believe is what really matters.